Battle Through the Heavens, Grand World. Chapter 131 Familiar Simulation Target. As soon as Li Daoyuan finished his words, those alchemists who were green in color or had no change in color walked down from the crystal platform in a daze. Some of the leaders in the stands sighed with regret. Although the first round of competition was simple, nearly 100 people had been eliminated. Ji Yun sat on the platform and watched Xiao Yan and the other two easily pass the first round. His tensed heart was relieved. In the previous rounds of the Spirit Sky City, at least one person had been eliminated. This time, there was actually a zero error. That's right. Those alien realm soul alchemists are all present. 8 of them have answered the question correctly, and 5 of them are alchemists from the spiritual Sky City. Hua Yan looked at the information gathered on the crystal platform and nodded with a smile. Li Daoyuan wasn't really excited when he heard this. The first round was just a small test. He wouldn't be able to compare with Xiao Yu's true strength. If Xiao Yu and the others couldn't even pass this round, that was why they didn't deserve to be called the outstanding generation of the spiritual Sky City. The second round is to test your control over the flames. What are you preparing? Li Daoyuan looked at Hua Yan and asked. The latter was in charge of preparing the first and second round of tools. He had heard about Li Zan's appearance. This second round would not be simple. The previous round's simulation target was an ancient holy beast. This time, I'm going to prepare a person. Hua Yan smiled and said, in the past, I heard about it from my teacher. When he was young, he received guidance from a master. A few days ago, I specifically asked my teacher for guidance. When I asked that master, my teacher happened to have an image of that master from back then. It just so happens to be the requirement for this round of competition. Teacher. Li Daoyuan stroked his beard and nodded. Sure, since you are a master who has given guidance to your teacher. Naturally, you are shockingly powerful and possess an unparalleled aura. You are indeed a good opponent. He and Hua Yan were brothers. The strength of their two teachers had naturally reached an unfathomable level. The expert who had guided their teacher must be even stronger. However, I heard from teacher that the expert seems to have fallen for a long time. Hua Yan sighed and took out a crystal bead and gave it to Li Daoyuan. Li Daoyuan could not help but be shocked when he heard that. He said in disbelief, even those strong people will die. Li Daoyuan exhaled softly when he saw Hua Yan nod his head. He calmed the waves in his heart and stood up. He looked at the many competitors who were ready to participate. The low and deep voice that was mixed with powerful origin monarchy resounded by everyone's ears. In the second round of the competition, all the competitors will use their own flames to simulate the image that they have displayed. The charm and aura of the contestants are getting closer and closer. We will choose 30 people to enter the final round of the pill competition. The reason why we only choose 30 people is because we have perfect control over the flames. It will be a great help to the concoction of pills. I believe that all of you have experienced it personally. Xiao Yan let out a low sigh upon hearing this. In this round of controlling the flames, they would have no choice but to use the monarch flame. Participants like them, especially those who were above the alien realm's soul, would definitely attract the attention of many people, hoping that the combination of the two types of monarch flames would be able to hide it from everyone. After saying that, Li Daoyuan placed the crystal ball in front of him into the groove of the crystal platform. In an instant, the crystal ball shone brightly, and then a huge image appeared on a big screen in front of the square. On the screen, a handsome man with long hair draped over his shoulders, with one hand on his back, extended his other hand forward. On his palm, a ball of flame flowed slowly like an ancient vine. The flames seemed to be filled with endless vitality. The man had a smile on his face. However, that aura seemed to have broken through the screen and pressed down on everyone's heart. It made some of the weaker people's breathing quicken. Xiao Yan took a closer look and his pupils suddenly shrank to the size of a needle. Although the image of the man on the screen was very young, Xiao Yan would never forget that key. Teacher. Looking at the high-spirited Yi Tianqian on the screen in the distance, Xiao Yan opened his mouth and a myriad of emotions crossed his heart. Although it was just an image, it looked so amiable at the moment. Now, the time is twice as long as the first round. After the time was up, everyone immediately stopped. Our Elders Guild will inspect the seals and announce the results of the competition. Li Daoyuan's dignified gaze swept across the entire venue. This caused the somewhat noisy venue to quieten down. After that, he gently waved his sleeve. The hourglass in the middle of the venue had already been poured over. The flow of the sand was much slower than before. The second round of the pill competition's flame control begins. Li Daoyuan's indifferent voice rang in the ears of the over 300 competitors. At the same time, over 300 different flames appeared in the hands of these alchemists. Wah! The flames of different colors suddenly filled everyone's eyes. Looking at the over 300 different flames in the venue, everyone in the audience felt a wave of incomparable shock. Immediately following that, a wave of loud cheers that could topple mountains and overturn seas continuously sounded out from the audience seats. Yuer's flame is the purple pattern profound flame that was extracted from the body of a high-grade heavenly beast, the purple pattern profound tiger. Although it is extremely violent, its power is extremely powerful. Furthermore, Yuer has already completely tamed it over the past few years. This round will definitely be able to suppress that Li Zan. The middle-aged man in the black robe laughed when he saw the purple flame on Xiao Yu's hand. Li Daoyuan smiled in shame when he heard this. Xiao Yu said he was my student, but as a teacher, I have never helped him in the past few years. I am so ashamed. The middle-aged man smiled and said, President Li said that Xiao Yu has been obsessed with the Tao of dance since he was young. To be accepted by Chairman Li as a student, this Xiao is already extremely grateful. Hua Yan smiled and nodded. Speaking of which, as teachers, we are not very competent. Gutian's flames were also obtained by his family. I didn't do much either. An old man wearing a brocade robe not far away chuckled when he heard Hua Yan's words. He cupped his hands towards Hua Yan and said, why would Chairman Hua say such a thing? Just like what sect leader Xiao said, the Zhou family is already grateful that Chairman Hua took them in as students. As the few of them spoke, the competition in the venue had already begun without a sound. Li Zan held the blue flame that was suspended in his hand. The power contained within it caused some of the surrounding participants' flames to tremble. No matter how hard their owners tried to activate it, the fire was no longer fierce. Li Zan sneered when he saw this. He looked at the image on the large screen in the distance. His 5 fingers moved quickly. As his fingers changed, the blue flame also began to tremble. Yu Qiang looked at the pale yellow flame in his hand and felt proud of himself. As the most powerful genius of Ningxing City, his flame was naturally extraordinary. It was the sun-swallowing flame that was taken from the middle-rank heavenly beast sun-swallowing leopard's body. The sun-swallowing leopard was in existence at the peak of the pyramid within the middle-rank heavenly beast. The power of the origin flame within its body was naturally extremely powerful. With the strength of 2 monarch spirit warriors, Yu Qiang was strong enough to fight any ordinary 6 monarch spirit warrior. Xiao Yan sighed and clenched his fist. A golden red flame appeared out of thin air. The moment the flame appeared, Xiao Yan immediately threw himself into the flame to control its key. The appearance of the monarch flame, which was the supreme monarch flame of all flames, would definitely cause all flames to worship it. If such a thing really happened, Xiao Yan would be able to escape immediately. Seeing the flame key in his hand disappear very quickly, Xiao Yan couldn't help but let out a deep breath. He looked at the screen in the distance and began to control the flame with excitement. Beside him, Yu Qiang looked at the majestic sun-swallowing flame in his hand with an ashen face. He didn't know what was going on, but the flame was extremely weak. It even trembled a little, making it difficult for him to control it with ease. What exactly is going on? Yu Qiang's originally relaxed mood instantly became tense. His forehead was already covered in sweat. Chapter end. Hi guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.